Well, forgiveness is accepting the failings of another, right? At the end of the day, restitution can't always be done. Can America ever fully repay the Native Americans? Can a genocide be atoned for? So there has to be forgiveness. There has to be something that supplies the difference. What we as Americans, or maybe let's just put it, America as an institution, as an entity, what they owe Native American families, many of whom were ripped out of their families and sent to missionary schools and not allowed to speak their native languages because the whole thing was kill the Indian, save the man. I mean, the damage done psychologically and everything else, right? Can America ever make good on that? No. So how do we then find some level of being in relationship? Okay. One, I think America does have to own that. They have to own it. But ultimately, there has to be something that makes the gap up. Okay? A drunk driver that kills one of my kids. If they come to me and they plead and they plead and they plead for my forgiveness, does it bring my kid back? Does it really repay the debt? No. So how do they then get knit back into society or into relationship with me or whatever it might be? There's got to be something that makes up the gap, the difference. That's grace. That's grace. And it's not soft and it's not toothless. It's me being willing to look at you and say, I'm gonna put grace into that. And the only way I can do that is because I've experienced grace myself. Because grace begets grace, and love begets love. And Jesus' parable of forgiveness taught us that forgiveness ought to beget forgiveness. And so we can't always fix things, but forgiving things is a powerful way of going into it with everything and saying, I'm going to allow these things to be ironed over so that there can be some measure of relationship and unity once again. The way things ought to be in the kingdom of God as He would have us kind of knit it together. That there shouldn't be outcasts. Now that's not toothless, you see. And we love because He first loved us. It's all driven by grace. But so when I said grace sustains and carries and enters into the equation, what I was trying to say is now that also then includes the church and Christian community that we then come around each other and we help restore and we help love and we help grace one another so that we can carry on, and it's an incredibly powerful thing. So that's partly how it comes in, and that's right out of that prayer, God, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And then the next thing there is forgiveness. Because ultimately, grace and love are the most powerful things to bring about unity and health. And without them, we're chasing our tails. So it's grace from first to last. But as a mechanism, as a thing that God first demonstrates with us and that we can then demonstrate with each other for the purpose of glorifying God and establishing His will in our relationships. So it's not taking anything away from it. It's just putting it in the place that it serves in God's program and agenda and in His character that becomes our character.